Good afternoon. On today's episode of Fittest Car Mods, C30 edition, I think that's what we're going to call this series, we're going to be adjusting the AC clutch on my Volvo C30. The symptoms of the problem are the AC intermittently works and doesn't work, and I've heard that this is the most common problem, is that the AC clutch is just worn down and needs to have the shims adjusted. So I'm going to start by removing the wheel well liner. I've already got my wheel off, obviously. That way I can get to the clutch, which is back behind here, or the AC unit rather, which is back behind here. And then we're going to use a feeler gauge, one of these, to see how far out of spec it is, pull the clutch off, and adjust the shims inside by removing a couple of them to get the plates closer together. So let's get started. So the spacing between the clutch and the pulley itself is supposed to be 0.030 millimeters, which hopefully that comes across there. Or correction, 0.030 all the way around. This is it. What side it is. So that's 030. Let's go larger. These are nasty. Brand spanking new tools, and they're all covered in oil and stuff. .043 doesn't fit, so we'll try 0.40. Oh, yep, that one fits. I guess I probably should have cleaned these off before I stuck the oily in there. Try that 0.43 one more time. Yep, that one fits. Try 0.48. That one's really tight. So I don't think 0.53 is going to fit in there. Okay, that's really, really tight. So I'm going to say that it's probably about 0.48. Put this off again. It might even be 0.5. Yeah. So we'll try to knock it down around 0.1 millimeters. Let's see if this toolkit that I borrowed from O'Reilly's has got the right stuff in it. Alright, to get around the fact that the parts store didn't have the tool that I needed, I drilled a hole in this flat bar, 10mm socket in here, and then the flat bar just kind of rode up against the socket. There was not much torque on the bolt that was in there. It was just a little dab of blue Loctite right on the face of the bolt. You can kind of see it there. That was holding it in. Mildly annoying design, but I got it out. Now let's see if we can get this clutch pulled off. Hey! Yeah, that is quite heavily worn. Look at that. Just grooves and stuff in there. Alright, so it looks like one of the shims got caught here. There's two shims in here. One of them is extremely thin, the other one is kind of thick. And I think I'm going to pull out the thin one. We'll see if that works. All right, let's just take this thing for a test drive. I feel cold air coming out so far, that's good. really hope this camera is in focus for, because I didn't have anything to focus off of other than the headrest. And unfortunately, my main front blowers here don't work. The flapper valve that is supposed to redirect the air to those is stuck. And every once in a while it will it'll kick on for a couple seconds and then it goes right back away. But I can definitely feel I've got it on the foot mode now, and I can definitely feel cold air on my feet. So I guess I could take this time to talk a little bit about the K&N air filter air intake rather, that they make for the S40, V50, C70, and C30. It's a 3-inch, roughly 3-inch intake pipe, and it uses a cone filter, and that replaces the factory air box, which the factory air box also has the ECU mounted in it. Downside to the new setup is that the ECU is now mounted out in the engine bay, so it doesn't get the cold air coming in. Also, the factory air box is actually an extremely good design to be a true cold air intake. So the K&N filter really isn't a cold air intake at all, because it's just sucking hot air out of the engine bay. Really no horsepower advantage there. However, if you're like me and you like boost, it lets you hear the turbos spooling up a lot more than, well, actually you couldn't hear the turbos spooling up at all. And when the wastegate dumps and it recirculates back into the intake on these cars, you can actually hear the recirc happen with the K&N intake. That's that psh that you get, and it sounds quite a bit different and a lot less ricey than a lot of other blow-off valves, especially those like you would hear on Subarus or when people turbo their Hondas or whatever, or even turboed race cars. They've got this car's got a very distinctive whooshing sound to it. I did a vent to atmosphere mod on my F-150, and I actually really don't like how it sounds. I'm gonna undo that just because I don't like how it sounds. But this car here, I really like it. See if we can turn off the blower fan here and do a good pull. See if hopefully it comes through on the audio. Help if this guy in front of me would do like 30 in a 30 or 40 in a 40, whatever this is. All right, here we go, getting into a 45 here. So hopefully that came through a little bit. Yes, I am driving a Slushbox Scattermatic. With all the traffic that I normally drive in, I'm gonna turn my AC back on. With all the traffic that I normally drive in for work, I decided to go with an auto. It saves me a lot of headaches and pain. Because I drive anywhere from 150 to 300 miles a day, which if I'm having to sit in traffic for an hour and a half on I-84 Highway 26 here in the greater Portlandia area, that's not so enjoyable. And to me, it seems like this air conditioner is working again, which makes me very happy because the last few days have been kind of warm without it. Turn this up. Oh, there's my face warmer. Oh, nope. Face went away again. These vents right here on the dash, it came back and now it's away. Come on, try it again. Nope. Yeah, the vents on the that point at my face, for whatever reason, don't work properly. I need to get in there and see if it just needs to be lubed up, or if I need to replace the entire box, which I really hope I don't have to replace the entire box, because it's like a $1,200 part, I think, last I checked. I might be able to find one used at a junkyard. Go back down here, and I'm going to go back to the parts store and drop off this toolkit, because I'm going to say that this has been a success. So I'll call it off there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps anybody with a C30, S40, V50, or C70 that's got the T5 motor in it. That was actually remarkably easy. I was expecting it to be fairly simple, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite that simple. And I'm quite pleased with how that went. I rented that toolkit from O'Reilly's, and I did have to, the kit came with the wrong size bolts to mount the puller to the clutch itself. So you need 40, well, the instruction video I watched on this before said 40 millimeter. I'm gonna say you could probably get away with 30 millimeter M5 bolts and a couple washers to make sure that that you can get the puller on there properly. But other than that, super easy kit to work with, and it came right off. As always, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about my car, the mods that I've done to it. I know occasionally in my videos I can kind of hack my way through a couple things just to get the projects done. I do run my own company and end up extremely short on time from time to time, and so I just have to cobble something together to get it working again, and then down the road I typically fix that off camera. Yeah, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, and I will do what I can to answer them in future videos. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.